Hello, everyone. Um, so I just want to celebrate with you, quite a big moment for me. I've got my new microphone here and some better lighting. So gone are the days of those dimly, eerily lit videos, and on to bigger and better things. Um, so the topic for tonight is th- the statement, I need to put on a bit of a show that I'm just like other men or women because I don't really feel equal to my peers inside. Is this something that you experience? Maybe you experience it now or you've experienced it in the past. So although as an adult you hang out with other friends your age and of your sex, do you sometimes often get a feeling of not really quite fitting in or being somehow a bit less adequate as a man or woman as them? And sort of like you just need to hide that a bit. Do you look to them to know how to be a man or woman and what is required? Well, if you've answered yes to either of these, as usual, I have a couple of thoughts as to why this may be. So, first of all, and this is really key, um, children really need to be accepted by their same-sex parent. They need that same-sex parent to say to them, come here, you're part of us. You're one of the girls' club or you're one of the boys' club. This is where you belong. You're part of us. You're accepted here. The child desperately needs that. And how do they know that this is happening? Well, generally, the parent takes an interest in the child, spends time with the child, um, wants to be with the child. That's what makes them feel part of the same-sex parents group. If you come from a family, however, where your same-sex parent never really took time to play with you or enter into your world, where they might often have said things like, go and play now, or not now, you know, or they may have been too immersed in their own world. What happens is that the child feels rejected by its own sex. Rejected because actually it's being neglected by the same-sex parent. And the child, as Alice Miller says in the drama of The Gifted Child, the child always has to see the parent as good and themselves as bad. So the child takes on the belief, oh, it's because of me that I'm not being accepted by my parent. It's because I'm inadequate as a girl or boy that I'm not worth bringing into the fold. Um, and so the child internalizes this belief about itself that it's not adequate as it is. So therefore, the child is first rejected from the girls' club or the boys' club by its same-sex parent. Now, on the other hand, if your parent was too much in your world or too smothering, too sort of no boundaries with them, it may have made you feel unseen and not part of the club too, just by being you. In other words, the smothering parent, the controlling parent will dominate you so much that you'll come to believe that unless you have somebody telling you how to be, um, telling you what to wear, what to say, etc., that you won't fit in, that you won't be adequate. And so here again is that sense of inadequacy, of not being able to fit in as part of the girls' boys' club. So in that situation, you may have felt sort of welcomed into the club, but inside you'll be feeling inadequate because you need somebody else to make you fit in or tell you how to. And you may also have been feeling like you want to escape from it. I mean, even that's and makes you inadequate, doesn't it? Now, the second point here is narcissistic parents generally don't foster sort of a delight in their children about who they are as a man or woman. That's not something they nurture in their children or teach them how to teach them what it is to be a man or woman. They generally avoid that and leave the child to sort of be a little confused about what it means to be an adult woman or man. They often neglect key developmental milestones and bodily changes. Um, and these sorts of things can actually be met by either shaming or, even worse, just disinterest. Just not bothered. And that's so painful for a child. You know, these things are important, and it's what makes them, it's almost like, what can we say? It's like um, forgotten the word now, but you know, you're kind of brought into the club because you've been through these things. Your initiation. It's almost like these stages of initiation that make you man or woman. Um, and when the parent just is not bothered with these or neglects them, it makes the child think, well, it's because of me. I'm not worth it as a woman or man. It's not important. So once again, you feel left out and rejected from the club. So there we have it. Two or three key factors in what may be underlying your own hidden sense of inadequacy as a man or woman. The first one, you were rejected from the club at the start by your same sex parent. Number two, that parent may have been smothering and made you feel completely inadequate. And number three, you were neglected as you grew in your maleness or femaleness. So, what do we do? Well, I think the key thing to begin reminding yourself is that although you may feel inadequate inside, many others do too. And this actually makes you the same as them. It means you do actually fit in. You're not different. You may also become aware of, you know, sort of male and female figures that you've admired and thought were the epitome of your sex, and looked up to them, and actually begin to see, well, maybe they too were putting on a show. Um, but also to ask yourself, what is it about them that you admire? Because those are qualities that are 100% within you too. And that's usually what attracts you to them. If you'd like to work with me, please click on a free consultation. I'll leave my link under this video. Thank you to all who've subscribed, and I think it's a win for the new lighting and nano microphone. Oh no, it's not nano. Is it? Oh, it's a blue Yeti rather. Thanks everybody, and I shall see you again soon. Bye now.